A lot of hunters in Phasmophobia have a lot of trouble trying to figure out what ghost it is and figure out the evidences between the ghosts and what certain ghosts can and cannot do. Many ghosts, like the Mimic or the Twins, could be hard to identify and could lead to poor gameplay. Today, I will give you guys a very explanatory and detailed guide on how to identify all of the ghosts inside the game. My name is Chris, and you are watching First Person Walkthrough. The Spirit is a very common ghost. They are very powerful, but passive, only attacking when they need to. They defend their place of death to the utmost degree, killing anyone that is caught overstaying their welcome. A spirit can be temporarily stopped by burning incense near them. This is all what the journal says and states. However, the spirit requires EMF level 5 detection, also needs a spirit box response from the ghost, and ghost writing. Unlike the other ghosts, the spirits do not have any special ability, which makes it hard to detect during a no evidence run. But there is a way to check if it's a spirit by doing the smudge test. To do the smudge test, all you need to do is time the ghost after smudging it when it interacts with an object. If the ghost hunts before 1 minute, then your smudge did not work. Another thing is, if the ghost hunts before 3 minutes, then it is not a spirit, and you could rule it out. The Poltergeist, one of the most famous ghosts, the Poltergeist. Known to manipulate objects around it to spread fear into its victims. The Poltergeist will occasionally use an ability that allows it to throw multiple nearby items at once, creating an EMF level 2 reading. The thrown items themselves generate EMF 3. This will decrease the sanity of all nearby players in line of sight, with the EMF 2 location by 2% per item thrown. The Poltergeist can use this ability even while the lights in its current room are on. Poltergeists sometimes could be confused with the Twins because they are able to throw multiple objects at a time just like the Twins. If the Poltergeist does not have items to throw around, it cannot really drain your sanity. It requires a spirit box response, ultraviolet prints, and ghost writing. They could be really simple to detect during a no evidence run. Wraiths are one of the most dangerous ghosts you will find. It is also the only known ghost that has the ability of flight and has sometimes been known to travel through walls. Wraiths never touch the ground, which means that they will not be able to step into any salt piles, so this could be a key evidence that it is not a Wraith based on that. Wraiths also teleport to the player, directly making it hard to run against, as it could hunt in the spot where it teleported to. A Wraith requires EMF 5 detection, spirit box response, and DOTS projector sighting to know fully if it is a Wraith. A phantom is a ghost that can possess the living, inducing fear into those around it. They are most commonly summoned from Ouija boards. If a successful photo is taken of a phantom, the ghost will be invisible in the photo, and the photo will not contain any interference. If the photo is taken while the phantom is in a DOTS state, it will also physically disappear. Looking at a phantom would drastically drop your sanity, which powers the phantom to hunt. A good way to identify a phantom is to observe whether the ghost is invisible for longer intervals on average during hunts, more than 1 second. This will usually indicate a phantom. The evidences for the phantom include a spirit box response, ultraviolet prints, and DOTS projector manifestation. This ghost is considerably easy to identify. The Banshee, known for attracting its victims through song. It has been known to single out its prey before making a killing blow. The Banshee has a higher chance of performing singing ghost events over other types. The Banshee locks a target of who they are going to kill, causing them to kill the one they are locked onto. Like other ghosts, who the Banshee targets for a ghost event is random and based on distance. Being the hunt target by itself does not increase their chance of being the ghost event target. When in a DOTS state, the Banshee will try to move towards its hunt target instead of the nearest player. When the Banshee performs a roam outside of hunts, if the hunt target is inside the investigation area, it has a 2/3, 67% chance of triggering its ability, which makes it roam to the target. The Banshee lets out a special shriek occasionally when using the parabolic microphone. The evidences for the Banshee include ultraviolet prints, ghost orb sightings, and Dot's projector manifestation. Here is the Banshee sound effect for you guys. A Jinn is a territorial ghost that will attack when threatened. It has also been known to be able to travel at significant speed. The Jinn cannot directly turn off the fuse box. However, it can still indirectly turn off the fuse box by turning too many lights on and overloading it. When near a player and the fuse box is on, the Jinn will occasionally use an ability that lowers the sanity of one player in the same room or otherwise within 3 meters of it by 25%. The player who will lose sanity is the first in the list, established by the order the players joined the lobby, among players in range. An EMF, 2 or 5 reading, will then be generated at the fuse box. The Jinn will travel faster if its victim is far away from them. Turning off the power source will prevent the Jinn from using its ability. The evidence for a Jinn is EMF 5 detection, ultraviolet prints, and freezing temperatures. A Mare is the source of all nightmares, making it most powerful in the dark. Mares cannot interact with lights to turn them on, and they are more likely to choose turning off lights as an interaction. The Mare does not have any affinity with computer monitors, televisions, and the fuse box, and can turn them on or off like most other ghosts. The Mare has a higher chance of performing light-shattering ghost events over other types, as this will disable the lights, making it easier to hunt. If a player turns on a light that is within 4 meters of a Mare, it has a small chance of turning the light off almost immediately. Each light has a minimum cooldown per player of 10 seconds after it has been turned on or off, and interacting with the light again before the cooldown ends will restart it and cancel the Mare's attempt to use this ability. A Mare has a higher chance attacking in the dark. Turning the lights on will lower the chance. The evidences are spirit box response, ghost orb sighting, and ghost writing. A Revenant is a violent ghost that will attack indiscriminately. Their speed can be deceiving as they are slow while dormant. However, as soon as they hunt, they can move incredibly fast. Revenants have very noticeable speed change between roaming and chasing modes. When a Revenant is roaming, it will move at 1 meter per second. However, as soon as it detects a player, either visually or through speech electronics, it will begin to move at 3 meters per second, nearly twice the base speed of most other ghosts, and sustains this speed until it reaches the spot where it last detected a player. If and when reverting to roaming mode, the Revenant's speed will slowly decrease over approximately 2.7 seconds, deceleration rate of 0.75 meters per second squared, back to its initial value of 1 meter per second. A Revenant will travel at a significantly faster speed when hunting their prey. Hiding from it will make it go slower. The evidences are ghost orb sighting, ghost writing, and freezing temperatures. A Shade is known to be very shy. There is evidence to suggest that a Shade will stop all paranormal activity if there are people nearby. On average, the Shade is less likely to perform interactions than other ghosts. The Shade is less likely to perform ghost events at high sanity. At 100% average sanity, it has a 0% chance of successfully performing an event. This success rate increases by 2% per percentage of average sanity lost. At an average sanity of 50%, an attempted ghost event will always succeed. If at least one other person is in the same room as a Shade, it will be unable to perform interactions or ghost events or initiate hunts, regardless of average sanity. It may still perform these actions if it happens to wander into a room without players. Shades are much harder to find. The ghost will not enter a hunt if there are people nearby. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, ghost writing, and freezing temperatures. A demon is one of the worst ghosts you can encounter. It has been known to attack without reason. The demon has an ability that allows it to automatically start a hunt, regardless of current average sanity. There is no particular behavior or condition, such as requiring line of sight with a player, that affects if it activates or not. If it decides to use its ability, it will hunt. This hunt can be blocked by normal prevention methods. The demon has a normal hunt sanity threshold of 70% instead of the standard 50%. This does not affect and is independent from its hunt ability, although the hunt does not differ in any way. Demons have a minimum cooldown of 20 seconds between hunts, instead of the usual 25 seconds. Smudging a demon will prevent hunts for only 60 seconds, as opposed to the standard 90 seconds. As a weakness, the effective range of a crucifix is 50% larger than the standard range. Demons will initiate hunts more often than other ghosts. Demons fear the crucifix and will be less aggressive near one. The evidences are ultraviolet prints, ghost writing, and freezing temperatures. A Yurei is a ghost that has returned to the physical world, usually for the purpose of revenge or hatred. When incense is used on the Yurei, in addition to preventing hunts and temporarily increasing activity, it will return to its favorite room and be trapped within it for 90 seconds, stopping it from roaming through the location. It can still leave that room by performing a ghost event, but it will return to it once the event ends. If the Yurei is affected by incense during a hunt, it will only be trapped in its favorite room after the hunt ends for the remaining time of the cleansing effect. When choosing to use its ability, the Yurei will first check if its current room has an open door. Doors that count for this ability are mostly room doors, as well as exit doors, large tent doors on campsites, dining room cabinet doors, and living room games room fireplace doors on Point Hope, and washing machine doors on Sunny Meadows. Hiding spot doors, however, do not count. Yureis have been known to have a stronger effect on people's sanity. Smudging the Yurei's place of death will trap it temporarily, reducing how much it wanders. The evidences are ghost orb sighting, freezing temperatures, and Dot's projector manifestation. Honest love to scare their victims as much as possible before attacking. They are often seen in their physical form, guarding their place of death. The Oni is more active, interacting with objects more often when there are people nearby. Cannot perform the airball event, which involves a physical ball of fog moving towards the player, usually disappearing with a hiss sound upon collision. Note that chasing events can similarly cause a hiss. Will prefer showing in its full form during a manifestation event as opposed to a shadowy or translucent form. Will have double the sanity drain of other ghosts when colliding with the target player in a ghost event, so 20% instead of 10%. Oni are more active whilst people are nearby and will drain their sanity faster when manifesting. Oni disappear less often while hunting their prey. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, freezing temperatures, and Dot's manifestation. Yokai are common ghosts that are attracted to human voices. They can usually be found haunting family homes. Utilizing voice chat near the yokai at any sanity will increase its rate of activity. When at least one player uses voice chat in the same room as the yokai, its hunt sanity threshold is temporarily increased to 80%. Otherwise, it has the standard threshold of 50%. During hunts, a yokai can only hear players or sense handheld active electronics that are within 2.5 meters of it. Its line of sight is unaffected. Talking near a yokai will anger it, increasing the chance of an attack. When hunting, a yokai can only hear voices close to it. The evidences are spirit box response, ghost orb sightings, and Dot's projector manifestation. A Hantu is a rare ghost that thrives in the coldest climates. The cold seems to make them more aggressive and empowered. The Hantu cannot turn on the fuse box and is twice as likely to turn it off. During a hunt, the Hantu's speed is affected by the temperature of the room. Unlike most other ghosts, the Hantu does not have line-of-sight acceleration during hunts. During a hunt, the Hantu will emit freezing breath near its head in any room as long as the fuse box is off. Dead players cannot see this breath. Lower temperatures allow the Hantu to move at faster speeds. Hantus move slower in warmer areas. The evidences are ultraviolet prints, ghost orb sighting, and freezing temperatures. When a Goryo passes through a Dot's projector, using a video camera is the only way to see it. When performing a roam, the Goryo can only perform short roams, rather than either short or long roams. The Goryo will not leave its favorite room as often as other ghosts, and cannot change favorite rooms by itself in any difficulty. The Goryo will only enter in a Dot's state if no players are in the same room as the ghost. In addition, its Dot's silhouette is only visible through a video camera and cannot be seen with the naked eye. A Goryo will still manifest normally during ghost events and hunts with its ghost model, which does not require any special equipment to be seen. A Goryo will usually only show itself on camera if there are no people nearby. They are rarely seen far from their place of death. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, ultraviolet prints, and DOTS projector manifestation. A Myling is a very vocal and active ghost. They are rumored to be quiet when hunting their prey. The Myling produces paranormal sounds that can only be heard through a parabolic microphone more often than other ghosts. When hunting, a Myling's footstep and vocalization sounds will only be audible to players within 12 meters, slightly greater than the range required for electronic interference, instead of the usual 20 meters. The volume of footsteps is slightly muffled near the limit, but quickly becomes discernible as it approaches. A Myling is known to be quieter when hunting. Mylings make more frequent paranormal sounds. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, ultraviolet prints, and ghost writing. The Onryo is often referred to as the wrathful spirit. It steals souls from dying victims' bodies to seek revenge. This ghost has been known to fear any form of fire and will do anything to be far from it. If the Onryo attempts a hunt within 4 meters of any type of flame, it will blow out the flame instead, and the hunt will fail. This does not restart the hunt cooldown timer, unlike a crucifix. If both a crucifix and a flame are within range, the flame will take priority over the crucifix for preventing the hunt. Every third flame that the Onryo blows out will cause it to attempt to initiate a hunt, regardless of current average sanity. This hunt can be blocked by normal prevention methods, e.g., a crucifix or another flame. If the third flame is blown out during a hunt or an incense's cleansing effect, the hunt attempt will be cancelled. However, if the third flame is blown out during a hunt cooldown, the Onryo will use its ability at the end of the cooldown. Extinguishing a flame can cause an Onryo to attack. When threatened, this ghost will be less likely to hunt. The evidences are spirit box response, ghost orb sighting, and freezing temperatures. The only two ghost option is the twins. These ghosts have been reported to mimic each other's actions. They alternate their attacks to confuse their prey. When the twins uses its ability, it will perform one interaction in the normal radius, up to 1.5 meters on small maps, and up to 3 meters on medium and large maps, and one within a larger radius, up to 8 meters on small maps, and up to 16 meters on medium and large maps. All such interactions follow the standard 25% chance of producing EMF 5 instead of 2 or 3, regardless of which radius was used to perform the interaction. When the twins attempts to initiate a hunt, there is a 50% chance for it to begin at its current location and a 50% chance for it to begin close to the area where it last interacted with the large radius. Either twin can be angered and initiate an attack on their prey. The twins will often interact with the environment at the same time. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, spirit box response, and freezing temperatures. A Raiju is a demon that thrives on electrical current. While generally calm, they can become agitated when overwhelmed with power. When a Raiju manifests during a ghost event or a hunt, it will interfere with electronics that are up to 15 meters away on the same floor instead of the usual 10 meters. This also applies to global chat. When at least one piece of active electronic equipment is nearby, the Raiju's hunt sanity threshold is increased to 65%. Otherwise, it has the normal threshold of 50%. During hunts, if the Raiju is within a certain distance of at least one piece of active electronic equipment, it will move at a fixed speed of 2.5 meters per second. A Raiju can siphon power from nearby electrical devices, making it move faster. Raiju are constantly disrupting electronic equipment when attacking, making it easier to track. The evidences are EMF 5 detection, ghost orb sighting, and DOTS projector manifestation. Obake are terrifying shapeshifters, capable of taking on many forms. They have been seen taking on humanoid shapes to attract their prey. Each time the Obake interacts with a valid surface, it has a 75% chance of leaving fingerprints, instead of the usual 100%. After stepping in salt, it also has a 75% chance each step, instead of 100%, of leaving a footstep sound. A 6-fingered handprint, instead of the usual 5 fingers. 2 fingerprints instead of 1 on light switches, lamps, and TV remotes. 5 fingerprints instead of 4 on keyboards and prison cell doors. During a hunt, the Obake will occasionally shapeshift into a different ghost model of the same gender during a flicker. Dead players cannot see this shapeshift. This means that the first shapeshift will happen approximately 7 to 9 seconds after the grace period ends. When interacting with the environment, an Obake will rarely leave a trace. Sometimes this ghost will shapeshift, leaving behind unique evidence. Evidences are EMF 5 detection, ultraviolet prints, ghost orb sighting. The Mimic is an elusive, mysterious, copycat ghost that mirrors traits and behaviors from others, including other ghost types. The Mimic is able to imitate any type of ghost and inherit all of its features and abilities. Aside from the 23 other ghost types that the Mimic can imitate, it can also mimic a blank state, in which it essentially mimics itself. When this is the case, it will act as a default ghost and have no special abilities. The Mimic will always start in this blank state at the beginning of each contract before changing after a random amount of time. The Mimic provides evidence of ghost orbs in addition to its 3 main evidence types, which also appear on difficulties with reduced evidence, including 0 evidence. These ghost orbs, along with the other types of evidence, if none are hidden due to the difficulty, will always exist regardless of the type of ghost that the Mimic chooses to imitate, and will behave in exactly the same way as those produced by other ghost types, and will only levitate in the ghost room. We're unsure what this ghost is capable of. Be careful. Several reports have noted ghost orb sightings near Mimics. Evidences are spirit box response, ultraviolet prints, and freezing temperatures. Moroi have risen from the grave to drain energy from the living. They have been known to place curses on their victims, curable only by antidotes or moving very far away. By successfully obtaining a response from the spirit box, this will curse the person who caused the response, either by asking questions or triggering the failsafe. By hearing whispers through the parabolic microphone. The Moroi's speed is dependent on the average sanity at the beginning of the hunt. The base speed increases by an average of 0.083 meters per second for every 5% average sanity below its average hunt threshold of 50%. The Moroi's speed changes during a hunt according to the current average sanity. Unlike most other ghosts with speed bonuses, the Moroi accelerates with continuous line of sight of a player. Below 5% average sanity, the maximum speed of a Moroi is 3.71 meters per second, almost 25% faster than the Revenant's 3 meters per second. When using an incense during a hunt, the duration where the Moroi cannot see nor kill players is 7.5 seconds instead of 5. The weaker their victims, the stronger the Moroi becomes. Moroi suffer from hyperosmia, weakening them for longer periods. Evidences are spirit box response, ghost writing, freezing temperatures. Sometimes surrounded by an endless fog, Deogen have been eluding ghost hunters for years. These ghosts have been reported to find even the most hidden prey before stalking them into exhaustion. If the player asks any question through the spirit box while standing within 1 meter of the Deogen, it has a 33% chance with each question to produce a unique response of constant, heavy bull-like breathing instead of a regular response. During a hunt, the Deogen always has line of sight with all players on the map. In other words, it does not use the roaming mechanic. When the hunt begins, the Deogen will pick the nearest player, by straight line distance, to move towards. It will occasionally refresh and re-pick the nearest target throughout the hunt. One can also use incense to stun the Deogen temporarily and force it to change its target when the smudge effect runs out. Deogens constantly sense the living. You can run, but you can't hide. Deogens require a lot of energy to form and will move very slowly when approaching its victim. Evidences are spirit box response, ghost writing, and Dot's projector manifestation. Thaye have been known to rapidly age over time, even in the afterlife. From what we've learned, they seem to deteriorate faster while within the presence of the living. The Thaye has an internal age parameter that affects its general activity. Every 1 to 2 minutes, the Thaye attempts to age. If at least one player is in the same room as the ghost, the Thaye will add 1 to its age, else it will re-attempt to age every 30 seconds until success. The cycle then repeats. If the Thaye successfully uses this ability during a hunt, the age increase will only be effective after the hunt. Unlike most other ghosts, the Thaye does not speed up with line of sight of a player. Upon entering the location, Thaye will become active, defensive, and agile. Thaye will weaken over time, making them weaker, slower, and less aggressive. Evidences are ghost orb sighting, ghost writing, and Dot's projector manifestation. That wraps up all the ghosts in the game. I hope you all have enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more of this content. I am Chris, and you watched First Person Walkthrough.